The two big obvious things that came out of this newest advisory is, one, we're seeing an increase of winds. We are now up to 125 miles per hour, a 5-mile-per-hour difference. That may not seem like a lot, but it is, especially when you also look at the other thing that changed. We now have an eye, albeit very tiny, but it is there. What that tells us is the storm is strengthening. It's going through an intensifying process. So 5-mile-per-hour increase may not seem like that much, but it shows us the trend, that it's likely going to keep going up from here, and we expect it to. We actually anticipate getting up to Category 4 strength within the next 24 hours. It will likely maintain that 4 all the way up probably to about the Turks and Caicos. The thing of it is, it's going to cross over many of the same islands that Irma already impacted, including Puerto Rico, who may end up taking a direct landfall with this storm. Now, the models are in very good agreement up to that point of Puerto Rico. They may differ on the exact land point, but they both say that Puerto Rico is going to take a direct hit. It's after that where the models really start to split. The blue, which is the European model, has it veering back out over the open Atlantic. The American model, the red dot, actually has it continuing northwest and heading towards the U.S. So why the discrepancy? What is the difference between the two? It all comes back to this high pressure. Now, it's this high pressure that's been steering Maria up to this point and will likely continue to do so. The European model assumes that the high is going to stay in place. If it does, it will allow the storm to wrap back around and head out into the Atlantic. However, the American model thinks that the high is going to shift a little bit farther to the west, pushing Maria towards the eastern coast of the U.S. Again, we're still talking 7 to 10 days out, so at this point, we really just need to know where that high is going to end up in that same time frame. We've talked about the comparison with Irma. The yellow line is Irma. The red line is Maria. You can see Maria starting off a little bit farther south and ending up a little bit farther north. But again, Brooke, they're so close. This is why so many of those same islands are going to be impacted by Maria that were just hit by Irma.
Dangerous Hurricane Maria continues to strengthen. Top sustained winds now up to 125 miles an hour on the Saffir-Simpson scale. It's a powerful Category 3, and it could become even stronger and perhaps even a Category 4 as it enters the Caribbean and then heads up towards the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico by midweek. But that center of circulation very close to Martinique and Dominica, and that's where we'll see the hurricane conditions for the afternoon and evening hours. Hurricane force winds extend out only 15 miles from the center of circulation. Tropical storm force winds out much farther. But with that being said, would seem to be that from Martinique to Dominica, up towards Guadeloupe, this will be the main areas of concern for those extreme winds, and even more so, I would think, around Dominica. That looks like the place that'll be hardest hit with that eye wall moving right on across. Farther south, we do have some tropical storm watches, and farther north is the hurricane warnings and the hurricane watches up towards the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. Future path shows strengthening to a Category 4. And then heading up towards the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico is a dangerous hurricane during the middle part of the week. So as we take you from Monday into Tuesday, it's the Leeward Islands that will see the significant impacts from the flooding rain, the damaging winds, the inundating seas, the surge, and hindered recovery efforts from Irma. And then Wednesday, it's the Virgin Islands up towards Puerto Rico. And there you can see the difference in the paths from Maria and Irma. Unfortunately, pretty much staying pretty close to the same path.